Hello, gorgeous, and welcome to your yoga practice. Today's practice is a gentle yoga flow. So, throughout the day and in all yoga practices, I invite you to remember that I am merely your guide. You are the best coach and have the most internal wisdom. So, if anything doesn't feel quite right, the beautiful thing about these slow moving yoga sessions is that we can modify and adjust as it feels right for each and every body. So, take your time, breathe through these postures, let's grab the mat, and let's flow. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. You can be cross-legged or whatever feels right for you. And you can just go ahead and pull the little flesh from your tushy so we can ground into the sit bones. Let's go ahead and inhale our arms up to the sky. Exhale, coming through to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, release. Bringing our hands to our knees, we're going to go ahead and bring the right hand and we're going to reach it across over to our left side here. And we're going to slowly start to just stretch the neck. This is going to open up that side. And I may be putting just like 1 pound of pressure here, just very gentle, opening it up. And then exhale, release the hands coming down with the chest to the chin. And switch the other side. We're going to go ahead and take that left, reach behind to our right side, and then interlace those fingers around the head, gently pull. And exhale, drop the chin to chest. Inhale up, and we're going to slowly start to have just a little bit of neck rolls here. Halfway up, and exhale to the other side. Just taking a moment to tune in, building that internal awareness, and coming to neutrality. We're going to go ahead and do coffee grinders. So we're going to inhale forward, and then we're going to exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. This should feel really good. Massaging our tushies, giving our internal organs a massage. Working on that spine, that highway system of all the information going from our brain throughout the entire body. Inhale and exhale, allowing that breath to be your guide, and switch opposite direction. Coming into center, inhale the arms up overhead. This time we're going to interlace the palms, drawing the palms up, drawing up those shoulders, and then exhale, pulling it all down. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, pulling down the fists, pulling down the shoulders. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, release. Coming down, floating both fingertips down to either side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, reaching over to the right side to your own degree. Perhaps it's all the way down on your elbow or maybe slightly up. Gaze can either go to the floor or to the sky. Just playing around a little bit and finding what feels right in your body. Inhale, stretching over, switch opposite direction. Opening up that side body, almost as though somebody's pulling those fingertips. You've got energy reaching out. And inhale, both arms up to the sky. And exhale, hinging forward here, keeping both of your sit bones glued into the ground. And we're slowly going to walk over, hands out in front of us. Breathing nice and deep. Walking your hands over to your right side, and I invite you to go ahead and see if it feels good to put your left on top of your right. Should be a beautiful side stretch for that left side of your body. Doing your best to ground in those sit bones so your sit bones are staying connected to the earth. Remembering to breathe, and then slowly walking through center and challenge yourself to reach over to that other side. Coming back through center. One last moment here. See if you can just float and surrender that weight. And then slowly rolling up. We're going to go ahead and find a tabletop position, nice and easy here. Go ahead and spread out those fingertips. We want our shoulders to be over those wrists. And then we're going to go ahead and find a cat-cow. So we're going to drop our tummy, gaze goes to the sky. Exhale, as we contract, we're going to pull in at that core, and our gaze is going to go to our belly button. Inhale, gaze to the sky. Exhale, pulling in, really pushing in that upper thoracic spine, up through the shoulders, pushing, and drop the belly. Inhale, pushing up, and exhale. Coming back into neutrality here, we're going to go ahead and just play around with our wrists here a little bit, walking them in circles, and then walking in the other direction. And then having both wrists out towards the top of the mat if that feels right for you. And we're just going to very gently, very lovingly find just a little bit of motion here. And if this feels right for you, then maybe we'll find a couple of cat-cows. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, release down to the belly. Inhale, just stretching those forearms. Exhale, release. And one last time, inhale up. And exhale. Go ahead and walk those hands back around, and we're going to find what I call happy cow. So we're just going to take a moment to twist, to turn, close those eyes, just feel into what feels right in your body, finding that little bit of alignment here. Then we're going to go ahead, find neutrality, tucking the toes, drawing those knees up, engaging the core, pulling in that navel to the back of your spine, holding here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly allow your hips to draw to the sky. And what we're going to do here is take a modified downward dog, and that we're really close to our hands and our feet here. So this is not a traditional downward dog. It's a little bit more gentle as we just start the class here. So let's go ahead and just find a little bit of movement, a little bit of swaying as we just feel into the body. Feel into what feels right for you. Releasing that head, making sure we're not holding any tension. Breathing deep. And then we're going to allow ourselves to walk towards the back of the mat with our hands. And then we're going to heel toe our feet in about shoulder distance apart and generously bend the knees here. So my tummy is going to float on top of my legs, and I'm going to allow my head to just release. You might want to shake out that head, shake it out to no, to doubt and negativity, shake it yes to love and positivity. Tuning into the body, making sure we're not holding any tension in the jaw. Just relaxing. Bending those knees now generously, slowly rolling up all the way. Head comes up last. Inhale, our arms up overhead. We're going to interlace our fingers, all except our 2 index fingers. We're going to interlace, pulling up, and then we're going to exhale over to the right side. Inhale, rise. Exhale as we elongate and push over to the left. Nice, beautiful side body stretch here. Inhale up to center. Exhale as our hands come behind us here. And then we're going to interlace our fingers, pulling up, opening at the chest, goes tall, proud towards the sky. Breathing deep. And exhale once more. We're going to bend here generously at the knees. And if it feels good, we're going to keep our hands interlaced. And we're going to allow those to fall behind us. Inhale, rise once more, and release the palms. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, falling forward, swan dive. Hands go to the mat. Inhale, we're going to come up to our shins as we lift for a halfway flat back, slightly tucking the chin to ensure a nice straight back here. Exhale, release. Walking it out and coming now into a little bit of a deeper downward dog. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to open up the fingertips nice and wide. We're going to send our energy to the sky, and if we can, put our heels on the ground. But if that's a little bit too much of a stretch for us so far, we can just slightly bend the knees. No worries, making these postures work for you. Taking a few deep breaths here, tuning into the posture, stretching the back of the hamstrings, pushing energy through those hands, through the shoulders. And then we're going to hinge forward, coming into a high plank here. So energy is coming up over my wrists. And then I'm going to slowly start lowering down. I'm going to lower down to my knees. And then I'm going to draw my elbows into my side. And eventually coming down to my chest, into my chin. Untuck the toes here, placing your hands on either side of your chest. We're going to inhale for a baby cobra, drawing those shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, release nice and slow to your own degree. Inhale, drawing up a little bit taller. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, drawing up. Exhale, release. Tucking the toes here, coming back up to the knees, challenging yourself here to lift up and push back into a slow downward dog. Lifting up that right foot just a couple of inches off the floor will be sufficient as we pull that knee in through and stepping between our two hands, lowering down the left knee, untuck the toes, and we're going to go ahead and find a low lunge here. So for the low lunge, what I want to do is tuck my tailbone. So I'm sending energy down to the floor. I want my knee to be over my ankle. Inhale, both arms up to the sky, lowering down those shoulders, energy through the fingertips, breathing nice and deep. And exhale, release, coming back down, tucking the toes, rising up, and stepping back into a downward dog. Pushing here, pushing back, and the energy sending up the hips to the moon, and then releasing the left foot off the ground, drawing it into your chest, challenging that strength here for a moment, and stepping in between your two hands. Lowering down the knee, untuck the toes, finding your balance for a moment here before rising up. Engaging that core, engaging that energy through the foot, and then rising up through the hands. Feeling that nice, beautiful stretch here. Breathing deep. Exhale, release, coming back down, tuck the toes, rise up, and step back. Good job. We're going to go ahead here now and lower down to our knees. We're going to walk our knees forward and tucking our feet behind us. And we're going to come up here to a quick boat variation. So you might want to lift just one foot at a time. See how that feels. And maybe you lift both feet. Holding here for a moment, testing out that core abdominal strength, having energy through the fingertips. And then when you're ready, let's slowly lower down. Rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Bringing in your right foot. We're just going to allow this energy to move throughout the hip here for a moment. So we're going to open and close that hip. And then allow that left foot to touch onto the mat, and the right foot's going to come on top. Energy is going to be going out my toes, flexed feet. Inhale, I can grab behind here at the hamstring or at the shin, whatever feels right for you. And then go ahead and recline, feeling the opening of the hip. Breathing deep. and allowing both feet to come to the ground now as energy extends across the body. Cactus the arms if it feels right, and gaze goes in the opposite direction. So my legs are going left and my gaze is going right. Inhale, drawing both knees in for a moment. Rock and roll to the side, back and forth, just giving yourself a little bit of a lower back massage because you deserve it. And then extend out your right leg. You can place your right hand on top of that leg just for a little bit of resistance here. And then go ahead and sway open that hip left and right, just a gentle swing, triggering into a little bit of a massage in that beautiful hip socket, responsible for so much mobility. And then drawing up, putting your right foot flat on the mat, taking that left, crossing over, energy through the toes so we have a flexed foot. Inhale as we grab either at the hamstring or the shin, whatever feels right for you. Should feel like a nice, gorgeous stretch for that outside of that left hip. Breathing deep. And when you're ready, coming down, crossing that leg generously over, allow both knees to float the opposite direction, cactusing the arms if it feels right, and gaze can go left. And then drawing those knees into your chest, drawing your head up for a moment here and just becoming a tight ball of energy, squeezing your face, squeezing your toes, your arms, your core, squeezing tight, tight, tight. And then when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, release. Shoom. Sending the energy out, the toes out, drawing the shoulder blades in slightly. Nice, slow, steady breaths coming into our favorite position, perhaps Shavasana. And this is the opportunity for us to experience the echo of all of our movement. So just tune in internally and see the gentle and subtle changes taking place. Perhaps a little quickening of the heart, a little bit of TLC going into those joints, flexibility and mobility being initiated, which is truly the fountain of life. So just take this moment to connect with gratitude, to connect with peace, to connect with self-love. Ready, I invite you to go ahead and slowly roll to one side, just cradling your head for a moment here. And when you're ready, slowly coming to a comfortable seated position, being kind and compassionate with yourself as you move. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, coming down. Begin rubbing your palms together, creating that heat and light within. And taking those palms, clasp them over your heart, and I invite you just to think of 3 things in this moment that you are incredibly grateful for. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you had a wonderful practice, and I will see you next time on the mat.